Alright guys, so in this video we're checking out the iFlight Alpha A85 HD. I have had this model for a while. Well, I'll explain that here in a second. I've had actually the older version of this model. This is the updated version, and it wasn't flying so great, so I contacted iFlight RC and they told me that the one I got was apparently a mix-up, and they sent me a prototype version with some incorrect settings or something because I wasn't able to tune out the issues. So they just basically told me to wait for the newer version because they were going to be doing some updates, and this is the one I've got. So if you've seen some previous videos on other channels of the Alpha A85 HD, apparently that's an old version now, and this is the new version. So let me just show you what the differences are. Here's the old version, this is the new version, and the big difference is going to be the motors. So the originals came with the Zing 1204 4500 kV motors. They're alright, they're pretty good. I like 1204 size motors, but the new ones, you can see a different size here, and these are 1303s at 5000 kV. So the writing on this motor is really difficult to see. You can't really read that, but these are definitely 1303 motors at 5000 kV, and they're running a HQ 2x2x4 prop. They're both running the same prop. And the other thing they updated was the frame. So as you can see, the old frame had 3 braces there for the duct or the prop guard. This one has 4. They've added an extra one for more durability. So it's going to be a little bit stronger. I guess on this one, if you crash really hard here, it would probably break a prop. And the design on the bottom is a little bit different. The battery pad's a little bit bigger on the older version, and the newer version is a little bit smaller. So they basically updated the frame to make it a little bit stronger and updated the motor. The rest of the stuff is the same, so it's still got the same 20 amp Whoop all-in-one flight controller board. That's the same as before. And let me just, I don't really have a sample of that separately, but it did include this wiring diagram with the drone. If you guys want to see what the board looks like, it basically has a connector there for like an air unit. But then, if in this example, it's Vistas, everything's soldered on, and they have all these nice solder pads here. The canopy is the same. The antenna is the same. This is actually the Caddx Nebula for the camera with the Vista air unit, and that's all the same as before. And my particular version comes with the Crossfire receiver, and they have their own sort of unique antenna design. Obviously it's a chopped antenna design, so it's going to be a little bit less range, but can't go too far with this. But you know, this has very good efficiency. I've seen videos on the 1204s going for 7 minutes. I didn't really do a super long flight test with this. I think my longest flights were in the 5-minute range on this setup here. I didn't really push the battery to its limit though. I don't really like to destroy my batteries, but this is the one I flew with, the GNB 520 4S. And I think the drones weigh the same. So this is the 1204 version, so 90.7, and this is the 1303 version. Oh, it's a little bit less, 90.1, and then with the 520 GNB, the total weight 145.6. So basically the main difference between the 1204 and the 1303 motor is that I think they've sort of set this up so that it has really nice throttle control, if you're doing like sort of quick maneuvers at lower throttle, and so they've given up like that top end throttle. So if you're trying to get this for like doing acro freestyle, I mean, you can do a little bit of that, but they basically put a throttle cut into this because it's 5000 kV versus 4500 kV. And so they're basically scaling the throttle, and then plus they have this larger stator, the 13 size stator, instead of the 12 size stator. So you get a little bit more authority on the low end of the throttle. So it handles really well in tight spaces and turning and cornering. And I think I like the 1303 motor better on this size on 4S versus the 1204. I think I'm going to be getting another set of these soon. I'm going to try put this on a 3-inch toothpick and see how this particular motor feels compared to some of the other 1303 motors out there. But this setup here is pretty nice in terms of feel. I think it's better than the 1204 motor. So at the time of the filming of this video, the version that's still up on the iFlight RC site is the 1204 version. They should be updating their site soon. If not, by the time you watch this video, it might already be updated. I don't know if you are going to get the 1204 or 1303. You'll have to contact your retailer and ask them specifically. They may change the name of this and call this the V2, hopefully. That's what I've suggested. So, yeah, I know there's always confusion when there's an updated version. And people are like, well, am I going to get the old version, the new version? I can tell you right now, I don't know any of that stuff. I get that question all the time. And I can never get a reliable answer from these manufacturers as to whether or not you are going to get a specific version or not. That is completely up to the manufacturer and the retailer and how they handle their inventory. And I have no control over that. So leaving comments about asking questions about that are kind of useless because I have no idea about that information. Anyway, it's going to do it for this video. I'll have more videos on the 1303 motor later, and maybe the whip board, possibly on a different build. Still debating on what to do about that, but I don't have any plans currently, but you'll probably see more content on that later. Anyway, here is the flight footage, or additional flight footage, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Alright, so not doing too much crazy stuff here. There's a 75% throttle cut on this for 4S, so it's possible these motors have too much power on 4S at this KV. It's definitely flying pretty good. See a little bit of jello in the video. It's a pretty bright day today, but none of that weird bobbles and shakes that I was getting on the first version I got. Those are gone, so it's tuned much better. Okay, I'm seeing a little bit of shaking there. Not that bad though. And this looks pretty steady. Very good bit rate. I don't think it's fallen below 50 yet. There's a little acro. Yeah, that's alright. Not bad.
A little bit of prop wash there. Really, it's not bad. I like the throttle curve on this 1303. It feels much nicer. I feel like I have a lot of low-end throttle control. As you can probably tell, I'm flying with a lot of precision. It does require pretty good throttle control, and I feel I've got that. Alright, 14.2 volts, a little over 4 minutes on a 450 4S. Not bad. Let's try another area for the next flight.